It's ZynVaded week on the Game Room from the fantastic independent game maker We Have Issues Publishing. Like, subscribe, and comment all week for your chance to win the choice of a 2-player starter box or the new Don't Let the Zed-Bugz Bite starter box. You'll also get your choice of 2 Mercs models when the Kickstarter ships. The winner will be chosen from the YouTube comments on this week's videos, so get those comments in for your chance to win. It's ZynVaded week on the Game Room.
Welcome to the game.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are in the midst of ZynVaded week again, and tonight we are going to do one of the new models, a small model, the Crybaby. This is kind of a neat concept with the new game, the new expansion. The hunter can throw a grenade, which is really a Crybaby. It blows up into the little Crybaby model, and it starts making noise for like 3 rounds, and it attracts all of the Zed, the undead, and they're attracted to the noise. That's how the new game works. So they'll go to it, and you as the hunter can run around and grab the objectives and get off the board. So small model, shouldn't take too long. But let's take a look and let's see what colors we're going to use on this guy. So we're going to use some silver for the back and the front plate. Probably going to do a skin in green with a little red and yellow, just to kind of break things up. But to get started, let's start with his skin. Yeah, we'll start with the skin. Okay, now his skin that we're going to do is going to be his hands, his and his head here. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to use my little bit larger brush, or I have a small one. I'll use this for the green. He has been primed in gray cere for the contrast paints. I just want to be very careful. I don't want to get it all over the place. Come back and touch his eyes up. This way it'll get all the way around. Interesting story about the Crybaby. During playtesting, there was I don't know if I already told y'all this story. There was a husband and wife team that was helping with the playtesting with the new hunter. And they were doing a 2-player competitive to try out the new rules and see how it was going. And the hunter has a new ability called Nailed It, where he basically takes a nail and sticks it in the whatever, Zed or whatever. They're stuck. They can't move for a turn. So he goes up to his wife's hunter, nails her to the ground, drops the Crybaby right next to her so that all of the Zed are attracted to her, and then when all the Zed are attacking her, he runs around, grabs objectives, and gets off the field. So it was hilarious. I wish I had been there to see it, but it was just one of those things that I was just like, okay, that was just incredibly awesome. I wonder if they're still married. I just found that story hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to use a smaller brush here. I'm going to use the smaller brush right here to do his hands. All right. Okay, to do his armor, basically, which is all of this area here, down here, basically everything that is not going to be silver, we'll do all that in yellow. And you guys see, this is where the grenade piece. So the idea is when you get this, he comes with 3 little grenades, and you really only get 1 for the hunter, so you can put 1 on the hunter, but you get 2 more because with the new game, anybody can be the hunter. So if you want to stick one of these grenades on your Captain's America or Diesel, you have the grenade, you can stick it on them, and they can also, play as the hunter. Anyway, using demonic yellow, and I'm using just a little bit of water to thin it down, just a touch. And I'm just going to paint all of this area yellow. We will wash this to tone that down and get into those crevices and really make this stand out. And you might want to do, two thin coats on this, just to quote Duncan. Just so that you get a nice, good coverage. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the yellow, and be right back. Okay, with the yellow complete, just letting it finish drying up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and use my Gray Seer base paint. I always want to fill in his eyes because I'm going to paint those red. So I'm going to get this back to my original primer color, so that way that contrast red will show up. I don't want to get down into the recess, to the crevice, because I want that to stay dark. All right. And this is a good time if you have anywhere you need to touch up when we do that red here in just a moment. Now is a good time to just go over those areas, get that primer colored back, so that that red will look uniform all the way around. Okay. Okay, well, I'm still waiting on some of that yellow to finish drying. I'm going to go ahead and start with the silver, and for that I am using the gunmetal. And hold it on your palette, just a touch of water to thin it down just a touch, just enough to help smooth it out. And we'll go ahead and start on the back here. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing, this whole back plate here, silver. Be careful around the edges. You don't want to get it on your yellow that you worry about. Just be very careful, take your time with it, there's no rush. Even though in my videos I keep saying, well, we're going for speed. Oh yeah, but when you're first learning, don't go for speed. Go for what you like, what you're comfortable with. And then as you've done this, you get better, you'll get faster. The more you paint, the more accustomed you'll get to it, and you'll just naturally start to pick up speed. I'm going to do the front here. I'm going to go ahead and finish the front, and I'll be right back. Alright, with the silver done, I'm going to use some Black Templar here on this part of the grenade handle. Be careful not to get that on your yellow. Okay, with the black drawing, I'm using the Blood Angel's Red contrast for his eyes. And this little part of outfit right there. Alright, we're going to let that dry, do a little touch up, and be right back. Okay, with everything dry, I am going to use some dark tone, about 1-to-1 with water, so 50-50, and as a wash. And hopefully this isn't too dark. Actually, I think what we're going to do here is it's a little darker than I want it to be. So I'm going to my brush, wipe that off. You can do that with a wash. Sorry, you can get to it quick enough. So I say in the other video, start with one area, make sure you like what you see before you do it. I'm going to cut that down again to say 3-to-1. Water to 3 water to 1 dark tone. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's much better. I really just want it to flow down into the crevices. I'm not wanting to turn his yellow outfit black or anything. Let me get that all over the yellow and the gunmetal. Now what this dark tone wash do, what this washes do is they'll get down in those recesses and make those dark so you don't have to paint them yourself. And really help bring the model to life rather than just kind of a flat, the colors look nice but they're all just kind of flat. This really just kind of brings the whole model to life. You do want to make sure your model is dry first before you start doing this, or it will mix in with those paints and it'll just smear them all over, and they'll just, I've done that before, everything it's not pretty. So the key here is, if you like the way it looks, great. If you want to, after you get your wash on, you can kind of clean your brush up a little bit, and then you can start taking it off some of the flatter areas to keep those a little brighter, but you still want to keep it down in the recesses. See how I'm brightening those toes up by just using my clean brush just to go over those highlighted, those higher areas, just to help keep it clean. Okay, I'm going to let him completely dry, so before we do anything else to him. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is the base. And for that I'm just using matte black with just a touch of water. And I just do all the bases in black. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out real quick. But it's just a straight black. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and we'll be right back. Alright, and now completely dry. There you go. The Crybaby is complete. So there you go. Only a few colors. Just a, just a. Hang on, I'm trying to find my controls here. Just a a handful of colors, and you can have them all done relatively quickly. It doesn't take a long time. We're going for standard tabletop quality here, and that's it. And plus, it was a small model, so it didn't take really that long to paint. Hope you're enjoying ZynVaded Week. Hope you've jumped on the Kickstarter. It's a great game. Just a handful of models. All you need to play the game, and it's a total blast. Very simple. It's just fun. It's a great, simple game. Anyway, give me a comment, like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Have a great evening. Bye now.